Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Hung Up Pod Live.
What's up, y'all?
With Eric and
Hey.
Tony. I am Tony Purnell. I'm your homie, I'm your brother, and I am your friend, otherwise known as the Light Worker. How y'all doing?
I am Eric Cole, a.k.a. Life Coach Eric, a.k.a. Tennis Bay.
Tennis Bay.
And it's good to see y'all on a landmark episode that this here is. Episode 20. This is the finale of the season. And so we're here. Eric and Tony, your favorite happy hour duo.
Listen, I'm not sure if I'm ready to say goodbye to the people for this season.
Yeah, this is it, Tony.
Listen, y'all, it's been such a great season. Wow, 20 freaking episodes.
Yeah.
Can you believe we are 20 episodes in, y'all?
Yes. And I'm glad that this is going to be kind of like a wrap-up episode, so we get to talk about our favorite episodes.
It's a
our most
wrap.
controversial episodes, and what we're looking forward to for this upcoming season.
Yes.
But before we get into all of that, hey, Tony, how are you? What's going
How you
on?
feeling? How you feeling? How are you?
Well, I'm good. I just received an invitation in the mail. In my email, and I just want to take this moment to shout out our producer, Marquise, who is an honoree at the Black Ass History Now Awards that is coming up this weekend. That's hosted by Color of Change here in Philadelphia. So I just wanted to shout out Keith. This is definitely an acknowledgement that he deserves.
Yes, he does.
All the work that this man has done in the community. I just want to read a little note here from Color of Change where they're talking about this acknowledgement. The Black History Now Awards reception is a space to affirm today's community leaders while validating and honoring our history. This awards reception is an opportunity to acknowledge the work and contributions to Black empowerment by our local leaders, and Keith is all up in there. And so I'm hung up. Had to shout this nigga out for real.
Congratulations, Keith.
So
congratulations.
I'm feeling good. I love to see this Black excellence and this representation in the community. What's up with you, Tony? How you doing?
You know, like I said, this weather's been feeling real good. I was on the court, you know.
You've been out on the court?
This week, this first time back on the court. And so, you know, for those who do not know, we play tennis together.
Yes, we do.
And you've been on the court, last week, right?
Yes.
And so I was like, let me get back on the court. Let me just shake off the winter, you know, getting ready for the thing.
How did that feel? Sometimes that shit hurts.
It did.
Shaking off the winter hurts.
It did. I said, where'd my
Yeah.
serve go? Where'd my serve go?
Yeah.
I've been serving other things, and I cannot serve this
Got to get that
tennis ball.
stamina back up.
What?
You know, got to get that stamina back up.
Well,
We're going to work on it, Tony. And the tennis court is the right place to do it. Am I lying?
God.
Am I lying?
It is.
Okay.
Tennis works out everything, your whole body.
I can't wait to see you back on the court.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you one for your money.
Yes.
But, is that it? That's our mini check-in?
That's our check-in.
All right.
So
So
you
we
ready to
are
move
ready
on?
for our favorite
The favorite
segment
part
of the show.
Yes, the hang up game.
And what did you say?
Hit it, boy.
Hit it, boys. Hit it, boys. Hit it. Oh, hit it, boys.
All of that. And remember, if you have a hung up or hanging up, you can send it into hunguppod@gmail.com.
All right.
What you got for us this week, Tony?
I'm not really a conspiracy theorist person, but this thing caught my attention. You know, when we heard from the commander-in-chief of this great nation, Biden said, yeah, I had to shoot something down. And we don't know if it was balloons. We don't know if it was unidentified foreign objects or weather balloons, but he said we had to shoot it the freak down.
Yeah.
And so I didn't believe in UFOs.
You don't?
I didn't before.
But you do now.
I do now. If Biden didn't know who it was and he had to shoot it the fuck down, you're not shooting the weather balloons down. What was that?
Yeah, that was it was concerning to a lot of civilians. A lot of people were like, yo, we're shooting down stuff that we really don't know what it is. Some of the stuff that they shot down ended up in the bottom of the ocean, way bottom so it took them a while to get it.
Convenient.
So like y'all shot the shit over the ocean. It's going down.
How convenient.
So was it balloons or UFOs, Tony?
It was a UFO.
You think so?
It was a UFO.
I think they did come out with an official. They were like spy balloons or something from China.
Come on.
You don't believe that?
Come on now.
You don't believe that?
I think that was the official report, but the unofficial.
The unofficial, that hasn't been declassified
exactly,
yet.
Please. Like Area 52 is real. I think a whole lot of other stuff is real. I think we've been found aliens. I actually do.
I believe that too. Was it this time? I don't know, but if they are spy balloons and but it's no secret. China's been spying on us. We've been spying on China. We've been spying on Russia. Russia has been spying on us. So I don't know. Well, I believe in either or, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, I'm glad he shot it the fuck down. That's all I know. And I wanted to get your opinion. So, are we hanging up or hanging up?
I think we hanging up on that, Tony.
We're both hanging up. Yeah, so we hanging up on the balloons, the shot down, the UFOs, the spies, whatever it is. Okay. I want to get your opinion on this second one because everybody's been talking about this new, was it Netflix? It's a Netflix movie?
Oh.
You People.
Oh.
Or I forget which network is on.
With Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Lauren London and Eddie Murphy. So I enjoyed it, but I'm getting mixed reviews about the movie.
Nia Long. I'm like, wait.
I love.
Nia? Yeah,
yes, she's one of my favorite people.
Yes.
I liked the movie.
You did?
I did.
So you're hung up. Okay.
No, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh.
I like the overall movie because of some of the themes that were presented in the movie that we traditionally don't see. I like the hard approach that, Eddie Murphy was giving Joan. He was like, listen, I'm not for you. And I want you to know that. And I was like, I kind of felt for him for a second. But I'm like, no, stay on his neck. I wanted Eddie Murphy to give him a little harder.
A little longer.
Yes, I did.
You think he let up too?
I think so. Overall, I think the things that were presented in the movie. Okay, we're gonna talk about the interracial dating.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the family dynamics. But
so you give it 5 stars or you give it 3?
I'm gonna give it 3.5.
You gonna give it 3.5?
I'm gonna give it 3.5.
I think I'm gonna give it maybe a 2.5.
Damn.
To me, it was almost it was a little of a missed opportunity for me.
Okay.
I did not the chemistry of Jonah Hill and Lauren London on screen, it just was non-existent. And then when you see the reports afterwards where you say they were saying that they were using AI to kiss and that they really did not have this whatever was going on set, they did not have this chemistry. And I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense because we didn't see that. And so to me, it was somewhat of a missed opportunity, but the things that you talked about, I thought there were good moments in the movie. I do, absolutely.
Well, I think I'm gonna say, I'm a little hung up on it. For the most part, I enjoyed it. Okay. I enjoyed it. I'm hung up.
You hung up. I'm lukewarm.
Nia,
on that
call me
one.
for the next movie.
Nia,
call me for the next one. I think we may have better chemistry than that damn Jonah Hill.
Oh, you talking about Lauren?
Who I say?
You said Nia.
Look, I'm always getting somebody wrong.
Yes, Lauren played opposite Jonah Hill.
What I say?
Did you feel like that was? I thought it was an interesting match to begin with, but then when I saw the movie, I was like,
Anyway, so that's our hang up segment.
Y'all know it. And if you want to be in the hung up hanging up session of this podcast, email us at hunguppod@gmail.com.
Yes. And so here is the bittersweet topic because this is our wrap-up episode. It has been such a pleasure working with such a great dynamic team, working with you, Eric, working with the people behind the scenes, and we're going to let y'all see who they are.
A team of black, gay men.
All black. All gay.
Same gender loving, queer. However we affirm.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's right. Well,
you don't play
somebody
that
said
gay
hetero back there?
He don't play that gay shit.
Who said hetero?
I love
Which one? I heard hetero in the room.
There's no hetero in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna say there's a door. There's a door.
But no, Tony, I love that you spoke on that because that speaks to the creativity in this room, the commitment in this room, and it's honestly just at every episode that juice, that flavor coming all the way around has added to
Absolutely.
this season for sure.
Thank you. I mean, we can just start it off. When you had brought up this whole theory about us working together, and you know where my head space was at. I'm like, listen, I don't know. It got to be really worth it for me. I came from a very traumatizing podcast, and I didn't want to be in that space right away.
Yeah.
And I took a little time, to answer you. I was like, you know what, Eric, let's do it. Let's give the girls a show.
Yeah.
And so the yes for you. Tell me about your yes.
Honestly, Tony, for me, it was like a no-brainer because before we made that decision, Tony and I had talked about collaborating on a creative level.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, I had started talking to my homies who are now here and a part of this project about moving into this space and wanting to expand hunguppod. And acknowledging that you and I are alike in so many ways, but we're also different. Like we bring a different energy and a different experience. And so I wanted my listeners to be able to tap into that side of me.
Exactly.
They're very much used to the voice in my podcasting, but I wanted to team up with specifically you because I felt like you could really bring out that live theme, that live flavor that we were going for this production.
And that's what this is about. It is essentially different from the actual podcast. And so you said you want to help stepping out of your shell.
Yes.
Behind the camera is different than behind the mic.
Oh.
Can we just stop right there for a second? Eric traditionally has been behind the mic.
Yeah.
Now we're behind the camera.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, listen, for me, it's this side.
You're used to this. Our first episode, Tony was like, bitch, let's go. Like, I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm over here like
let's go.
He like, bitch, what's wrong with you? Like, let's the fuck go. Like, pump your chest up. Let's go. And I'm like, it took a little. I had to get comfortable with this. This was new. This was different for me, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Okay. Would you do it all over again?
Yeah, hopefully we will. We coming back for another season.
That was a little plug,
right?
Okay. When we see you back in season 2, listen.
Yeah, I would do it all over again, taking in the lessons learned. Not only about the production and being a creative in this space, but also the lessons learned on a personal level.
Now that I think about, this process of production, I can actually see myself doing this in a capacity full time, doing it professionally.
Yes. Fuck the 9 to 5. Let's do this.
I can. I really
Seriously. Yeah.
When we talked about this season, this season was heavy in a specific theme. And we want to see if y'all know what the theme was this year. We're going to give y'all just a couple seconds to see. Relationships.
Type it into the comments, yes.
So it was heavy on relationships. And then we're not talking about romantic relationships. We're talking about relationships of all kinds.
All the way across the board.
Common themes that we're seeing this whole season.
Absolutely.
You want to talk more about that?
I agree. Relationships, communication, those were both big themes this season. And I think it was really timely because, this coming out of this COVID situation, I think that so many of us have been able to spend more time at home, spend more time in your relationships, spend more time with your spouse in your home. And so I think it was timely for us to have this theme of relationships and communication because so many of us are looking for new ways to communicate, looking for the language to communicate, new boundaries, new passions, new feelings, like all of that. So I thought it was just right on time, honestly.
I thought we had a couple heavy-hitter episodes, a couple controversial episodes, a couple heavy discussion points throughout the season. Yeah. What would you say is your most, we're talking about controversial or your most memorable moment throughout this season? What was it for you?
Well, where do you want to start? Because I can answer both.
Let's do both. I'll answer one. You go for one. Like, what you think? Let's start with your most memorable moment first.
Well, it's so hard. to pick. But honestly, Cookie, one of our first guests. Mm-hmm. Cookie was
Shout
a
out to
memorable
Cookie.
moment because not only y'all, that interview, talking to this black woman who went from living the lavish lifestyle, being a millionaire, to really coming all the way down to the very bottom, serving 10 years in prison, having this conversation with this black woman about what it was like for her to come out of 10 years and then reconnecting with her family and what that journey was like for her. The conversation was just I loved it. But it was, honestly, it was the workup before the interview, because I probably watched that BET Plus special about 3 times. Seriously. And it's just, her story is just so captivating. And you just want to know more.
You do. And she kept us on our toes that whole episode. It was like, damn. If I think about my most memorable moment, is when I first saw you show a little color. You showed a little bit of flavor on camera, and I forget what you said exactly, but we were talking about fetishes and hookups and shit, and you was like, so yeah, Tony, so where you been? You been to the club? You been to outside? And this stumped me when you was like, yeah, where do you hook up at? I was like, oh,
I just wanted to know.
And you stumped me. I was like, oh, Eric is showing a little flavor, a little color. And that was so cute.
That I can go there.
Oh, you can go. I should have bopped his ass on a motherfucking head. I said, what, me? I keep the fuck cute.
Yes, but going back to what you were saying, that whole live aspect, right? Bringing that extra pizzazz out. And
Come on, pizzazz.
Appreciate you.
Come on.
I really do.
This is about to be a wrap. I can't do this episode. I am about to cry. I can't do this.
So you started talking about what do we think our most controversial episodes were? And for me, it was 2. It was the downsides to hookup culture and dating NATO. And I think those 2 episodes in particular is because it went so much against the grain.
Yes.
Which was the purpose of the topic. Was it not, Tony?
Yeah. And I want you to, come on over here. Come on, put that on me. Yeah, because you know what?
I done got you started up.
The people were in my DMs. And let me tell you something. We said the downside to hookup culture. We're not talking about the upside. I thought that's what the episode was called, The Downside.
A lot of people ain't want to hear that shit.
They ain't want to hear that. They was like, we can thrive on the upside of hookup culture, but baby boy, baby girl.
The girls said, they was like, yuck.
That's not what we were talking about. And we got a lot of slack for that because I guess people felt like we weren't allowing people to have true sexual expression or sexual gratification. Listen. You can do what you want in your bedroom with who you want or outside on the bench with who you want. We're talking about the downside. Now, maybe next year, maybe next season, we can talk about the upside to hookup culture. Stay tuned. Okay?
Absolutely. And you know what, Tony? That kind of rolls into another question that we had for the night, which was, did this season meet our expectations? And I will say absolutely on multiple fronts in many different ways. And I think that is one of the prime examples of how and why this season met my expectations, is because we were able to bring conversations here that even challenged our views.
Absolutely.
And challenged our own experiences.
Absolutely.
Right?
For me, I think, I'm going to be honest, I didn't have many expectations. One of my expectations was to just, I say this all the time, be open, be vulnerable, be honest.
Be Oprah.
Was that a 40th slip?
It was.
Be Oprah. Be open, be vulnerable, and be honest.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wanted to be there, and I wanted people to see true authenticity, true vulnerability, true tenacity, and have fun. Like, whatever you're going to get from me and Eric is going to be fun.
And real and honest.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got to be fun. You got to be real. You got to be honest. Because that's what the people want. One of my expectations for myself was to not be so clinical, right? They see me in this space. I was like, okay, show a little bit more color. Show a little bit more fun.
Down a little bit.
Show a little bit more, that you can be not so plastic all the time. Right. Like, I'm like, okay, show some fun.
Because you're a human, too. You're not just a therapist. Like,
Absolutely.
that's your profession.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean that's who Tony's a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
Come on, light worker.
You better speak into my life.
So
I'm sorry.
the next question was, real quick, did we want to see or experience anything different? And I'll say, as we are doing a slight plug for this upcoming season, I do want to see some things different. And the biggest part for me is the experience of the audience and the listeners.
Yes.
For this next season, I really want us to pour into the people who are pouring into us. I mean, we have thought about doing exclusive content. Mm-hmm. We are going to be pouring into the people who are coming and being a part of the live audience.
Yes.
Freebies, giveaways, drinks, all that good stuff that we normally do, but we want to up the ante a little bit.
Oh yeah, we going to up the ante.
And Tony and I have absolutely talked about like getting out in the community and getting out in these Philly
streets.
Okay.
Lights on the street, honey.
Yes. What about
lights
you?
on the street. I think, as I told you before, and you're gonna see it in next season, but I just wanted to level it up a little bit. Yeah. Talk about marketing, talk about branding. You're talking about just heighten the experience overall. Yes. That's all. I think we did pretty good for fucking 20 episodes.
On a budget of $0.99.
Free
Hallelujah.
99.
Hallelujah.
Free 99.
So this exceeded my expectations.
Mm-hmm. But also, I think the listeners, you guys were expecting to see more of the behind the scenes. Okay. And so we got something special for y'all. Yeah,
you want to hear it here, go.
You want to hear from the people behind the scenes. And we got just that for you.
Yes.
We're going to bring up three people who are truly special to each of us. Marquise, executive producer. We got Matt.
Yes.
Our production assistant. And then we got Sterling, creative director.
Yes.
And so we're just going to take a minute to hear from them. All right,
let's go. Producer's cut. Marquise.
What up, though?
Tell us what it's been like for you to be on this project, the hunguppod live project.
Yeah. Yo, it's been a hell of a learning lesson. This is the first time that I've been in this kind of role as a producer for other people. And for me, that's a big challenge I want to do for myself this year is like, I've been producing my own podcast. I've been producing my own shows. But this time around, it was like, how do I achieve somebody else's vision? And I'm such a huge person of collaboration that y'all know I love me some Beyonce. But I love her specifically for her ability to collaborate with so many different talents and so many different people and knowing like, how do I achieve this story in a different kind of way? And for me, that's something I love in this creative space is taking these different perspectives and realizing like, okay, I see it this way, but I loved hearing Matt's opinion. It was just like, we can do a little better. And so for me, it was just like, I have a very technical eye, but to see like, understand what you're communicating, I knew how to achieve it from a technical sense, but Matt came in and was just like, well, I think we should add in this GIF, or maybe the sound effect would work, or maybe we should cut it like this. And so that pushed me to be even more creative to understand the language that y'all were speaking. So even getting to edit the way that you wanted, understanding your language, how both of you worked, how this team worked, it forced me to remain in a space of humility, but it also made me so excited of like, if this is where we start without a budget,
baby.
What a budget gonna do?
Yes.
So that's the thing that I think for me when I came on and when you asked me this, it was a no-brainer to be able to work on this project. It was one of those like, y'all, when you have a team who believes in your vision and we can all just find our piece and our way to get into it, that vision, we can all work towards that same goal and do our part where it's not overextended. I really do believe in that. And when we get back to it next season, y'all come in as talent. Y'all come in, y'all get to do the show. I have all your notes. I communicate better. I iterate better. And I become a better leader in that regard. Like an executive producer also has to know how to lead, take feedback, and achieve that vision. I hate telling y'all no. So when I don't have to tell y'all no anymore, when we have budget, capacity, and people, bitch, yeah. Like I said, Black Queer Premiere Podcast.
Love it.
That's y'all.
Man, we have him right here. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this fine ass brother.
Fun as fuck.
He fine. Thank you. Matt was personally invited, by me. And so I want to talk to you, man, about the behind the scenes, the production aspect of a podcast. You had asked me, what this process looks like. Tell me more about that aspect.
I mean, honestly, I think when I talked to you about it, I just wanted to get in the space of like creating, and I wanted to be around creators. So, I mean, honestly, I didn't have any expectations of this experience. I'm very blessed to have you guys. Honestly, I really appreciate like this whole experience as a whole. It was like amazing. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the best with words, and I'm very nervous right now. I don't like being on camera.
Oh, he is
but
so
like
cute.
I hate it. But I mean, I just appreciate the patience, the kindness that you guys showed me. But most of all, I kind of just appreciate the community that was built in this space.
Listen, it is definitely community, and
for sure.
I feel like we had a couple hiccups down the road with all of us because
sure.
my patience is thin. Eric can be a little snippy sometimes. Marquise, I think you were the leveler.
Yeah, I would say I was probably the calmest.
You were the
for
leveler.
sure.
Is there anything that you've learned? So when you say I want to be, not necessarily do podcasts, I want to know what this aspect is about behind the scenes, what this looks like. Anything that you learned specifically?
I would say that I'm more creative than I've kind of found my footing a bit as far as like what I know I want to do. I'm not, I wasn't really sure which lane I wanted to jump into as far as podcasting is concerned. I just know I wanted to be in this space. But now I feel like I'm like solid where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Yes, Team Hunguppod Live, and this is our production assistants. Say hello, Matt, to the people. This is one of y'all favorites. All right.
All right, thank you.
You're sitting with our creative director, Sterling Grimes, who was intentional about coming on board and had a vision, a very clear vision for season 2. Sterling, talk about coming on board, joining this team, and what your vision for season 2 is looking like.
Well, really, when I came in, thank you for the invitation. I really wanted to sit back and learn what the team was doing. So it was really exciting for the last, third of the season to just get a sense of the vibe, how we like to set up the scene, the kinds of impact that we're looking to have as this group of Black queer men. And so as I think about season 2, I'm really excited about a couple of things. Number one, elevating you and Tony as full individuals. So you mentioned the idea of stepping out of who you are as just a life coach or as just a therapist. And I want to see how we can blend those worlds with sort of the everydayness of what it means to be you. And so I'm really excited to think about what kinds of arcs will give us the space to show more range and how we influence and incorporate our daily lives into these pieces that are kind of signature for us. So that's really exciting for me. And then also, like the full level up, I'm really excited about bringing on different guests, bigger names, interesting pieces of the Black queer experience that don't get talked about at large. I think a lot of our stories are passed down from if you're lucky enough to like sit at a certain table and hear from somebody like through the grapevine. Like no one's telling the girls how to do the things that we're supposed to do. And so I'm really interested in us just poking and prodding and really seeing where we can expand our understanding of how we as Black queer men experience the world, because we know that there are myriad ways that happens. And so it's not just about, yo, top, bottom, side was good. Like that's a piece of the conversation, but there's so much more that goes into it. And I think that does us a disservice as men, as queer folks. And so I'm just excited to see us just dig in a bit more.
So listen, this is what you guys wanted. Y'all wanted to see the behind the scenes, a little, what y'all call that, confessional style. You heard from our executive producer, you heard from our creative director, and you heard from our production assistant. It takes a village to work with Eric and Tony. I'm going to tell y'all, it takes a village to put up with us because we require a lot, and there's a lot of work done on this side. And so we want to say thank you to our team. What did Keith say? He said the Black, queer, and premiere.
Ooh, I like that. We might have to put that on.
We're going to have the Black, queer, and premiere. We're going to have to, listen.
We're going to have to get that for
Put
another
it on
one
a
of the
shirt.
girls. Snatch it.
And so listen, this is a wrap. Like this is 20 episodes in. And we know y'all gonna miss us, but we're gonna be going for just a little bit. We're gonna come back tighter and brighter. Okay, tighter and brighter for season 2. Eric, any last words you want to say about this episode?
As it can be sad, it can be a moment, but honestly, this feels great. This was an amazing season. We've accomplished so much. We interviewed so many different people, so many different people in the community, and you and I have had so many different conversations in this space together. It's a celebration for me. I don't feel sad.
Let's clink to that.
Yeah, this is
shout out to episode 20. Shout out to the final
20.
One more time.
And for a partnership working and lasting, and that we committed to doing this project and with this team of Black men, and we did it. We followed through. I appreciate it.
The little bit of the stuff that we talked about, heightening and leveling up our,
Yes.
You see, can you get a little, y'all see that? We see the branding, okay?
Everything is going to be about hunguppod Live next season.
Yes, it will be.
Yes.
So overall, this season was about connection. It was about collaboration. It was about relationships. Having enlightening yet challenging conversations.
Yes.
Did you
challenge yourself?
Did you think on some stuff? Did it provoke your thoughts?
Did it move you?
Did it move you?
It might have upset. It might have pissed you off a little.
That's good, because we did our jobs.
Yes.
Okay, and so we are out for season 1.
Yes,
this is 20 episodes in. We are done.
We are done.
All right.
We are out. Wow. Now I'm feeling sad. I wasn't sad at first, but now I'm starting to feel
it's
sad.
a celebrate.
I'm lying, y'all. I got emotions too.
And we love y'all. We thank you for y'all support. And we are so hung up.
That part, y'all
support.
The pouring in of
That's
the
right.
support, the comments on YouTube, the DMs, the text. I've been in places people have walked up and been like, "Yo,
It's
ain't
you?
you?
Ain't it you?
Ain't you?"
It's
like
you.
the people, especially here in this city of Philadelphia that we love, are listening,
Yes.
and we can't wait for season 2.
All
We
right.
can't wait. I'm so hung up.
We are hung up, and that is
That's a
wrap.
wrap.
All right.
We're gonna see y'all soon.
World peace.
Peace.